Hello, today has been day 8 of my 500 trading challenge. Yesterday, I took no trades and I couldn't even if I wanted to because SureTrader charged me a total fee of $125 for the desktop platform I'm on right now. So that left my account with just $15. And after funding my account, because I had no other choice but to fund my account, I am starting today with $515 and I traded one ticker XNET and I made a total amount of $22.50. After commissions, it was $12.51. Now, this is very unusual for me to just take one trade, and it's because I've set a couple of rules for myself moving forward for the next 7 days that I'm going to follow, and I'll get into that right after going over XNET. So here we have XNET on the Thinkorswim chart. This is a 1 minute intraday chart, and I shorted this in the morning and I held it for roughly 2 minutes. I got in with 250 shares at 11.59 and I covered 9 cents later back down here in the second candle after my entry point at 11.50. I traded this very safely and I am very happy with this trade despite not making much of a significant gain on this. But I have to think about the long term now. In the previous 6 days, I've been just trading every single stock I set my eyes on, and I will no longer be doing that. I'll only be focusing on the best setups that I could find, and I'll only make an entry based off the technicals I see rather emotion. And another thing is, in this trade, I got in after getting confirmation that it was on a downtrend, which was also very unlike my other trades because in 90% of my trades, I would say I get into a stock in anticipation of what's going to happen, but only this time I got in a little bit late. Now, granted, I really was itching to get in at $12 here, and I would have made a much bigger gain had I done that. But I said, you know what? This may have still room to run, and I want to trade this as safe as possible. So how can I do that? So what I did was I waited for the confirmation. Upon market open, it dropped down like a hammer all the way down to 1140s, had a tiny bounce. I could have shorted here, but I said, no, it's still a little bit too early. I want to see a little bit of volume fade in order to short into this. So I waited until it hit a low of 1125 for it to come back up to the VWAP, which I shorted at 1159. I did watch it go all the way back up to 1167, I want to say, but I didn't cut losses there because when I went into this trade, I said I'm going to be risking 10 cents. Therefore, this top candle wick did not hit my mental stop loss, so I kept holding. However, I did have to end up covering because once I saw that these two candles here made higher lows at 1140, I said, uh-oh, there may be some shorts who got in from today and from yesterday that are going to cover, which created this pop all the way up to 1328. Now it's all the way back down and trading at 1140 currently as we speak, which would have been 10 cents more had I held it till the end of the day. But despite coming all the way back down, this was the best way to go because no one knew it was going to come back down. It could have kept uptrending, who knows. And I'll be looking to reshort this tomorrow because today is the first red day after it's had its run up from all the way from the low of 422. It had its run up to its high today of 1328. Now, it could keep uptrending if it holds support. I don't know, but I'll be looking for a morning panic tomorrow. If not, there's so many plays out there. The market is hot right now. So I'm going to be very patient with this and I'll get into the rules I set for myself. So here we have 3 rules that I'll be following for the next 7 trading days. Number 1 is trade with 500 shares or less. Number 2 is $50 and max daily loss. Number 3 is one. Yes, just one trade per day. Now, what is the reason behind having these rules for myself? Arguably, these rules may just hinder me and just hold me back from growing my small account. But on the contrary, as we saw in the past 6 days of trading, I was not familiar with trading with such a small account. I'm trading with much larger account and I traded in the same style that I normally would. It didn't work out. So I went back to the drawing board yesterday and I said, I'm going to look at patterns, but more importantly, set some rules, set some boundaries for myself that is going to keep me safe from blowing up my account once again, because this will be the absolute last time I'll be refunding my account again. That's it, no more. From here on out, this is the only amount I'll be trading with, and it will be a slow crawl. I understand that, but growing it very slowly when you're starting with a small account is one of the adversities that comes along with it. And instead of focusing on an X amount of money I'm trying to make per day, like $100, let's say I want that to be my goal. I will not be focusing on that at all. Instead, I'll be focusing on, have I followed my rules and have I gotten into the best setups? And here's another thing I said for myself. If I cannot break green after 7 days, I will stick with these rules for another week. Meaning, if I haven't made a profit of at least $1, even a penny after trading for 7 days with these rules, that means I'm not ready to uplift these rules and come up with a higher ceiling that I could reach for. That just means I should stick with the rules I have now and try again next week to come green. And if I can't come green the next week, I'm going to keep sticking with these rules because I believe that I tried taking a shortcut in the past week and it didn't work out. From now on, it's just going to be hard work and just grinding my tiny account with just one trade a day and just closing my monitor when I hit 50,000 in max losses and just trading with a mere 500 shares. So I won't even be utilizing the 6 times leverage share trader gives me. But let's look at the bright side of things. Usually, if you only have $500 to trade with in other major brokers such as E-Trade, shout out to E-Trade, and TD Ameritrade, shout out to TD Ameritrade, you can't have more than 3 day trades in a revolving 5 business day period, right? Because that is a pattern day trader rule. But I am very fortunate enough to bypass that because I'm with SureTrader. But just because I have that privilege, and that is a very important word right there, just because I have that privilege doesn't mean I'm going to abuse it in any way. And most of you probably already know this, but the pattern day trader rule was set in place so that investors could be protected from blowing up their account, such as I did when they first start off. That's also why when you try to get into options, you won't get automatically accepted right away. There's an application process in order for your broker to approve you first, but that's a whole nother topic. My point is that because I am lucky enough to be with a broker that doesn't have day pattern trader rule, I'll be implementing them myself. And I think of this as an opportunity. These are like my training wheels. And after the training wheels come off, I'm going to learn how to ride a bike and then try driving a car and then driving a truck. So, as far as that analogy goes, what I'm trying to say is I'm going to keep increasing the shares that I could trade with in the upcoming weeks, as well as the max daily loss and more trades per day. Only after, though, I'm able to prove to myself that I could come out green after 7 days of trading with these rules. And the last thing I'll say is this. I will grow my account very painfully because of these restrictions I'm putting on myself very slowly but surely, I will grow my account, and that's all that matters. And I know that once I get these rules down and I have more discipline and I have these rules ingrained into my head without actually having to enforce them literally, I know that I have the potential to grow my account exponentially 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, so on and so forth. And in a matter of no time, I know I could grow my account like that. But only if I stay true to myself, put in the work, and follow my rules. And I hope that these videos inspire some of you, or if not inspiring, maybe learn from the mistakes I've already made so that you don't have to blow up your account. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you'd like to follow my journey from here on out. And I'll see you guys here tomorrow.